Don't worry about them. They're not gonna hurt you.
What in the hell is going on out here? Get back in your grave!
Ah, son of a...
Holy Jesus! Frank Bannister!
Go ahead, I'll handle this.
What the hell are you doing in my graveyard? You have been told to stay away! Sound off like you've got up here!
Yeah, well, it's a public place, Hiles.
I do not like you! You cannot bring your spooks in here without my permission! Disappear, scumbag! I am not one of your shitty little emanations, Bannister! You cannot push spirits around! You are scum!
Welcome back, everyone, to our channel. I'm Nikki.
John.
And this is Nikki and John. Frighteners, 1996. Directed by Peter Jackson. Written by Fran Walsh and Peter Jackson. Cast includes Michael J. Fox, Trini Alvarado, Peter Dobson, John Astin, Dee Wallace, Jeffrey Combs, and Jake Busey. Just a guy that just hunts. He's kind of like a Ghostbuster.
Yeah, it is. He created this business out of being able to talk to ghosts and uses the ghosts to help him like mess people's houses up so that they call him so he can get rid of them. But yet the underlining story is his wife died in a car accident.
That's right, honey. Go into the light.
Look, just tell George, swing away.
A year or two or whatever before, and everyone thinks that he has something to do with it. She had a number carved in her head. And what you've come to find out is that a serial killer had carved numbers in people's heads when he went on a killing spree in a hospital. And his whole claim to fame while they put him in an electric chair was, I got 12, you know? And he was hoping to get more. And then as the story unfolds, you find out his girlfriend was actually in on it too. And 13 was them doing it while he was a ghost in the afterlife, connecting with her. And the story progresses from there. What did you think of the movie before I say what I thought?
I remember seeing this when it first came out. So when it first came out, it was pretty good. Watching it now, it was like grueling. I don't know what exactly had changed, but I know I don't want to watch this movie ever again.
I kind of agree with you there. Like when it came out when I was a teenager, I thought this movie was fantastic. Milder horror thriller kind of movie. I thought it was fantastic. Watching it again now, there are some very cringy kind of campy, scenes in it. Like, oh, that doesn't really work today. I'm like, oh, that's very cheesy.
Right.
I'd never noticed the cheesiness before. Maybe because it wasn't cheesy at the time. But looking back on it now, it very much is. But I still enjoyed it for the story. And I mean, I remembered what the story was, so I kind of anticipated certain things. If it were to be written today, it would not be the same movie. They wouldn't be able to do it because I don't think anyone would go see it today with that much campy and cheesiness into it. It would be like a straight to video release kind of thing, to a streaming platform. Back then, I thought this movie was fantastic, and I still enjoy it. And I love the actors and everything in it, but yeah, it's definitely gonna get a little bit of a lower star rate due to how it does not really hold up to today.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, the special effects are pretty decent, but there's just some other parts, conversation-wise, like dialogue and stuff that doesn't really work anymore. Yeah.
It was kind of like, okay, it's very cringy. I've done that with a few movies now, and sometimes they just don't hold up, and this is one of them.
But I still love the poster. That image on the poster makes it so good. You know what I mean?
That's funny because it makes it look scary and sinister, and it kind of has its moments, but it's a little bit more bubbly.
Well, yeah, because I think it was PG-13 or something like that. So
yeah, I think so.
Like, the whole flashback scene, I still love that flashback scene of seeing what they happened in the hospital during that day. And I think they tried to make it as bloody as they were allowed to under that rating.
Probably, yeah.
Because, you could have made that extremely more graphic, but it would have gotten such a different rating. And I don't think they wanted to hit that rating because of the bit of kind of comical relief that's in the movie and stuff. They wanted to hit the 12, 13-year-old audience with it. So they had to keep the gore down a bit.
Michael J. Fox repeatedly blew his lines calling the judge Doc
Doc, this Doc. Doc.
in this film. I find that to be so fucking funny because it's like, okay, yes, that was a big part of your life. So now you're just going to carry it with you. That
It's kind of like in the back of his mind, it just kept on coming out of his mouth.
Michael J. Fox did a lot of his own stunts on this film, and he broke his foot at one point doing a scene at night. Took him about a week to recover. Not that big of a deal. Thinking of and considering for the role of Frank Bannister, Tom Cruise, I don't think that would have worked. Matthew Broderick, that probably could have worked.
That could have worked, yes.
Because he's kind of like, he's so campy for Ferris Bueller, and he's a lovable character, just like Michael J. Fox. So I figured that would work. Johnny Depp, I think, could probably do it, but I think that it would have had a little bit more of a sinister feel because I feel that Secret Window is like that. It's supposed to be a little bit lighter and not as dark, but it's very creepy.
Yeah, and I mean, we have to think of the year that this came out. Was Johnny Depp a massive star at this point? Like, I don't think he was really massive because isn't it around the same time as like Fear and Loathing came out? And he was like becoming a big name.
Yeah.
But he was extremely large at the time. So maybe this role would have been good for him. But at the same time, how would his interpretation of the character be? It would have changed the aspect of the movie, I think. Johnny usually takes most roles very seriously. And but at the same time, he can be extremely funny. So
right.
I don't really know, because like you look at Jack Sparrow, but then you look at Secret Window or like Sleepy Hollow or From Hell. But then you look at like Benny and June, for example, or What's Eating Gilbert Grape. He's very versatile in different styles. So, he could have been just as good as Michael J. Fox, So
yeah, I think Johnny Depp can do a lot.
Absolutely.
But I think it probably would have had like a creepier feel just because his eyes are so dark.
Yeah.
But the last two that were considered was Danny DeVito. I think that would be like really funny as fuck. Like it's just
my God.
Right?
Yeah. Danny DeVito would have brought a very
comical spin to it.
Comedic
I would think.
Spin to it for sure.
And then the last one was John Cusack, which I really like John Cusack, but I think this would be a lot like Identity for him. Even though Identity wasn't even.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I was thinking as soon as you said it, I thought Identity popped in my head instantly. Yeah. Same style of character, almost,
During the filming, Dee Wallace's husband tragically died of a blood clot, and she had to wrap everything up and fly back. And then she later found out that Peter Jackson paid for her flight to go back.
Shooty scores.
So, based on how much I loved this movie when it came out when I was 12, the cheesiness now, so I'm going to give it a 3.7. Just because I want to love it so much, but watching it, it's like, oh,
yeah.
Oh, that scene's not. Oh, what? Why is that dialogue there? I'm still gonna give it a high number because it's still an enjoyable movie, even if you look past that. And I mean, I kind of love some cheesy horror movies, so I'm okay with that. But if it didn't have that cheesiness in it, it definitely would have gotten a higher number. Yeah, 3.7 for me. So
that's a very high score. I'm actually only gonna go creep up baby steps just a little bit. I did enjoy this when I first saw it. I thought it was creative. I was like, oh, this is different, but it just doesn't hold up. Therefore, the film lacks value there because you could look at Jaws. Jaws is dated so bad from the 70s, but you could still watch it today and enjoy it. For me, I can. So for this, I would just give it like a 2.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't finish watching it. I couldn't stand it. I'm like, I got other movies to watch besides this one, and I just was not into it, and I don't care.
Yeah. And I
Cheers.
mean, you've seen it before. You knew where the outcome was coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was definitely, like, when I was watching it, there was some moments that kind of just, like, my head down. I was like, oh,
I know. It's bad.
okay. But for this episode, what do we got for the next episode, Nikki?
We are going to do Saw 1.
Want to play a game? Or no, I want to play a game. Sorry, I messed up the line already. Look at that.
That's okay. I mess up lines all the time. I got too many lines up here. Too many movies.
That's
But
right.
anyway,
That's right.
if you have not already, like, comment, subscribe on our awesomeness. And if you don't, that's okay. That's a deal.
Anyway, till next time, guys. Bye.